The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse Ewing. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle, where you can access your full potential right now. Finally break free from destructive habits. That dream life, if you want it, you can have it. This is where you transform your health, mind, business, and relationships. Or do nothing and keep your life the way it is. But if you're ready for change, you're in the right place. This is where you're gonna learn how to live a habit-based lifestyle. You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewing. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.
Today, we are going to talk about this specific habit. This specific habit is called a keystone habit. But I'm actually going to change this. So if you've ever read the book, The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg talks about these keystone habits. And it's why we do what we do. And simply put, a keystone habit can have a positive impact on multiple areas of your life, even if you're not trying to improve them. But instead of a keystone habit, I'm actually going to call these cascade habits. Now, why? Because a cascade has an effect on several areas of life. So think about this, like these habits will cascade into other areas of your life: fitness, nutrition, body, balance, your relationships, your spirituality, and even your business. So let's just take a common example, which is working out. Think about this. Working out for 30 minutes every day consistently. Let's say you just started running. You started walking. You started going to the gym. And you began to do this daily. And you began to lose weight. And as you begin to exercise more, you begin to avoid sugar and fatty foods. You begin to stop eating fast food. And this begins to improve your self-esteem, your confidence, which cascades into both your relationships, your marriage, and even your business. So I want to go back to this. It cascades. So by doing this one thing, I now have more confidence. I now have a better relationship, and I'm producing more in my business than I ever had. And all I started doing was exercising for 30 minutes every day. This single habit caused a chain reaction or a cascade effect of positive results. Positive results. The reason I like to explain this concept is very simple. It's because it always has been one of my cascade habits. It's always been one of my main habits, my main routines that I have focused on. It's also an example of what I was taught as a personal trainer for 20 years. This is what I taught my clients. It's like, listen, do you know how your life is going to improve? Not just physically in your body, but mentally, spiritually, and in your relationships and your business. Now, typically people who will exercise, they start to eat better. They become more productive at work. If they're addicted to smoking, chewing, drinking, they begin to do that even less. And they begin to show more patience with family and their friends. You see, exercise is a cascade habit that will create widespread change. This is one of the key things I want you to think about, is this idea of cascading habits, and we're talking specifically about working out or exercise. It begins to create widespread change over multiple areas. And some of these cascade habits require a longer commitment of time, sometimes 30 to 60 minutes. Some can take as long or as little as a few minutes. Now, in the beginning, it's important to just establish the routine of just doing them. So work your way up to the ideal time limit. And a lot of times you guys will hear me talk about there's this idea of the ideal time, and then there's this other idea of just getting it in. Now, some of the other examples of cascade habits are meditation, sitting down and planning out your day, journaling, doing daily messages to your wife, your kids, scheduling regular date nights with your spouse and kids, even coming home to eat with your family, walks, going on a walk, tracking your monthly expenses, like how much money you spend. These all are cascade habits. And as you can see, some of them will only require a few minutes where others can take up to an hour. So the main problem is with these habits, we have a limited amount of time in our day. And it's important to continue to add these to our already busy lifestyle, but not to take over our lifestyle. Eventually, we have to choose the habits that are the most important to us, and we have to make sure that they also get done. The big thing with all of these is we have to make sure that we are consistent with them. So this idea of cascade, or the effect of this cascade, is, think about this: meditation. By me doing this, I'm creating less stress in my life, less stress in my family's life, my kids, my wife, and also it allows me to learn at a higher level because I'm more focused, I'm more present on what I'm doing. So it has a cascade effect all the way down into my business, all the way down into just me being able to sit alone with me and go through with my thoughts. So today's podcast is going to be a little bit shorter, but what I want to do is I want to roll out an assignment for each and every one of you to go through these questions. Now, you're going to identify your go-to cascade habit. So this is question one. Like, what is your go-to cascade habit? As you guys heard from me, I have my workouts, fitness. These push me to other places and they affect other areas. If I don't do it, I turn into an asshole. Question two, how does this cascade of habit impact other areas of your life? So I want you to identify by you know, if yours is working out, I want you to identify how this can impact, or how this does impact, other areas of life. And then the third question is, what's one cascade habit you want to add in your day in 2019? What's one cascade habit you can add in your day in 2019? And then what area of your life will this affect, and how do you see this area improving? Now, you see, if we don't see improvement in other areas, chances are we're not going to create a new habit. We're not going to create change. But if I can see what it's actually going to do as far as affect other areas of life, or affect one area of life, or see improvement, then I will do these. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to spend 5 to 10 minutes writing these down. And as you begin to write these down, you begin to get clear on these cascade habits, the effect and the impact that they will have on you. And as you do this, think about the cascade effect every day. Like, I think about the 16, 17 habits I do every single day, and the cascade effect of each and every single habit has on all areas of my life. Now, we talk a lot on here about body being balanced business, but I want you to think beyond that. These just become the core of my habits and the framework of my habits, but there's a lot more that go into each and every area. So for you, what is your cascade habit? And chances are some of the habits that you have committed to, you've already written off and fell off. But I'm going to tell you this. If it was working out, just start going on a 2-minute walk daily. And until you do that for 5 days, you can't change your time. On the 5th day, you can begin to double it. So within a week, you're going on a 4-minute walk. Within 3 weeks, you're at 6 minutes. Within 4 weeks, you were at 12 minutes. Within 5 weeks, you are now at 24 minutes. But we don't ever look at it like this. We always want that instant result, that instant change, instead of looking at it as like, hey, I just got to do today. I just got to make the change today. And if I make the change today, the cascade effect begins to happen. The investment begins to happen. And this investment over the course of 5 weeks, all of a sudden turns into nearly 30 minutes, which was where I wanted to be. And then imagine where you can be a year from now. So I want you to really take some time and focus on these cascade habits, because they have an effect on each and every area of your life. So guys, short podcast today, but I want you to really work on this, and I want you to take some time for this. So as you're driving in your car, you're sitting at your desk, you're listening to this, take some time after this. Even just journaling and writing this down has a cascade effect on all your other habits that you're beginning to work on, and especially the one that you're going to work on today. Hit me up and email jesse@habitbasedlifestyle.com. And you can also check out our website, habitbasedlifestyle.com. If you guys have any questions or feedback or reviews, I would love to hear them. So until next episode, have a great day.
The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse.